I've come out to Garden Express today to chat with Chloe Van Berkel, and we're going to talk all things dahlias, aren't we?
We are, and I pronounce them Dahlias, so you might hear both of us pronounce it a bit differently throughout the video.
But dahlias, that's the same thing, and neither's right or wrong, yeah?
No, you can call it whatever you like.
Beautiful. Now, dahlias are one of my favourite flowers, and they have taken like social media by storm and the home gardener by storm as well. Why do you reckon that is?
They're super easy to grow,
Yeah.
and they make a really great cut flower. They're really beautiful in a vase, and they photograph really well. They come in all different colours and sizes, and they're just really cute. And
Yeah. So today you're going to show us how to plant one into a pot, but we can grow them in the ground.
yeah, the same theory applies to planting them in the ground as well. So what we'll show you today is the same, and they do better in the ground. But if you're wanting to put it into a pot, just make sure that you're choosing a pot size that is more than 250 ml.
Yeah.
So anywhere from 250 ml up to 50 ml.
Yeah, this is about a 30 centimetre by 30 centimetre, so it's probably perfect. Just for a single tuber.
Just for a single tuber.
Yep.
For this size pot.
Yeah, perfect. And obviously making sure you've got good drainage holes and a good quality potting mix as well.
Because dahlias like to be free draining, and they're hungry feeders, so you'd put some chook manure through that potting mix, and then long lasting bulb fertilizer on top.
Yep.
I can show you how to do that when we plant it.
Now, dahlia tubers or bulbs are pretty gnarly looking things, aren't they?
They come in all different shapes and sizes, and some kind of look like dried up prunes that you think, how is a beautiful flower going to come from that? But don't be scared when you receive your dahlia tuber. They are supposed to look this ugly. So some come really long, some are short, stumpy little balls.
Yep.
So really just wanting to make sure that your tuber is nice and firm. There's no mushy bits. Tubers is squishy, you can cut that off. But if most of the bulb, you want to make sure that it's nice and firm.
And this one here, I can even see it started to sprout some shoots already, so that means it's rearing to go.
It's rearing to go. It
But they
needs to
won't
be planted.
But they won't always have shoots when they arrive.
That's right. So most of what you'll receive will look like this guy. He's still dormant. Just some varieties wanting to be planted a bit earlier.
Mm-hmm.
So you will see that there's a neck on the tuber, and that's what you want to have facing up.
Yep.
So you'll find the neck.
Yeah, there's one here.
And then the tuber will start to sprout from, well, really anywhere in the tuber. Sometimes if you were to take it out of the pot, they even tend to grow underneath the tuber as well, but they'll make their way up.
Yep. So to plant the dahlia tuber, we need to fill up the pot. We've got it about, what, 2/3, 3/4 of the way full of potting mix now.
Yep.
And then
Because tubers only want to be planted about 10 centimetres down.
Mm-hmm.
So you mostly fill your pot, pop the tuber in, backfill it with some soil. You'll water it in really well, and then you really don't want to water it until you start seeing some shoots.
Yep.
Overwatering can lead to rot in the tuber. The tuber won't perform for you. So wait till you see some shoots, and then really substituting water on really hot days when they start shooting.
Yeah. We've planted the dahlia tuber under some potting mix there, and you've top dressed it with some fertiliser. Now, where should people pop this pot?
So once you've planted your dahlia, you want to find a nice sunny position for the pot. Again, if you're planting it into the ground, you just want to choose a spot that receives at least 6 to 8 hours of sunlight a day.
Yep.
So once you've found the correct position for your pot, you want to water it in well, and then you'll wait for shoots to appear, and then you'll start substituting rainfall water maybe once a week,
Yep.
Keeping the soil moist.
Mm-hmm. I've often found as well that the young shoots are really susceptible to slugs and snails.
Yes.
So it might be a good idea for people to put snail pellets or use some deer traps at that stage, just because they're so young and soft and juicy.
You probably want to, as it's growing, do the disc bud method.
So disc budding, or pinching out, it sometimes gets called. Essentially, you want to pinch out the central growing tip of any of the shoots, and that's going to encourage more side shoots and more flowers and a more bushy plant
So another way of keeping your dahlia plant nice and compact is to trim really long stems once they're flowering. If you start cutting it back before it's started flowering, you can delay the flowering process. So just keep that in mind.
Yep.
But that will keep the plant nice and compact for you.
Yeah, and they'll keep flowering throughout summer and well into autumn as well, won't they?
Yeah, long and different varieties will flower at different times. So if you plant a few different varieties, that'll give you a nice long flowering time as well.
Yeah, absolutely. And then once the frosts come or the really cold of winter comes, that's when the plant dies back. That's when we cut it back. The tubers go to sleep, and you can dig and divide if you need to.
Yeah, you can dig and divide every year if you're that keen, but you can leave that process every 2 years. Dig them up, cut them, making sure that you have at least some neck on every tuber. So making sure that you cut down the middle, and each tuber, now that you've got 2, has some of that neck.
Yeah, because that's where the eyes or the sprouts come from, so you need that neck.
That's right.
To actually get fresh new shoots. And then the whole cycle begins again. So dahlias come in all different shapes, sizes, colours and forms. How many do you reckon you've got on your website?
Yeah, so we have around, over 100 different varieties.
Wow.
So giant dinner plates, which
Yeah.
get really big, and then all the way down to pom-pom varieties, which have the really small flower head. They are still the same height as the others in their growing habit, but they've got a really cute little pom-pom flower on them.
So sweet. And I've seen ones that are called cactus with almost pointy flower tips instead.
Yeah, that's right. They look like bright stars when you have them planted en masse. It's just
Yeah, they do. And they're such a great picking flower for people to have in their gardens and pick and bring inside. They're an absolute must, and now's the perfect time to plant them.
Now's the perfect time to buy and plant your dahlias. Head online to Garden Express.
Yep, and place your order and get planting.